Good morning, DJ and PK. It's 97.5. Welcome into the KSL Sports Zone. Well, I come to you today with mixed news. There is good news, there's bad news. I suppose it depends on which team or teams you root for and who you're pulling for. Might as well get the bad news out of the way right away. The college football rankings are out, and I think it will surprise you not at all to find out that the Utes and Cougars are on the outside looking in. I just don't think it's a good time to be in any place other than the SEC. The logic doesn't get me. I can't explain it. I think it's flawed. I think BYU's got better wins than teams are in. I think teams that are in have worse losses. It seems to be that the priority changes from one thing to another based purely on hey, which team are we trying to protect? I don't get why Miami is behind Notre Dame. That doesn't make any sense to me. Miami won head-to-head. I guess games at the start of the year just don't matter. It doesn't matter if you lose to a good team, Texas at Ohio State, obviously. Doesn't matter if you lose to a bad team, Alabama, Florida State. It doesn't matter if two good teams play and Notre Dame loses. Notre Dame's good to go. It just, for the life of me, whatever, this is completely jacked up. What are you going to do? I think if BYU wants to get in the tournament, they need to beat Texas Tech. And I do think Tech's in a good enough spot that they'll stay in. They'll drop right now. It looks like they could get a first round bye. And the second round, the quarterfinals will be played at neutral sites this year in bowl games. So Tech is set up. Now, if Tech were to lose, I think they would probably end up somewhere between 5 and 8, and I think that they would probably then host a first-round playoff game. And to be clear, if you're 5 or 6, you ought to be heavily favored. Whoever the ACC champ is, or maybe Duke wins, and then the ACC doesn't get a team in because North Texas is higher ranked and the American champ is higher ranked. Tulane would be much higher ranked. So we'll have to see how all of that plays out. The Utes dropped to 15. They've dropped 2 weeks in a row despite the fact they've won because they haven't won by a lot. So nobody else gets dropped for close wins, but the Utes are getting dropped for close wins. So, all right, have at it. What was really disappointing they couldn't control is that these top teams have just been crushing it. There just haven't been upsets. Lower ranked teams or unranked teams, lesser opponents haven't been able to really pull upsets, except in the ACC. But most of those teams were below Utah and BYU, so it didn't really help when they lost. They didn't get to move up that much. So that's the bad news for Utah and BYU. More bad news for Utah. The Utah basketball team lost to Cal 79-72. So the Utes are 6-3 after that game. And then the good news for BYU is that they get to keep Kalani Sitake. There were some crazy scenarios being floated out there if Kalani went to Penn State. And by all accounts, he came very close to going to Penn State. By all accounts, BYU came swooping in right at the end and held on to him. How much is he getting? That's a loaded question. We don't know bonuses, so we don't really know. And I'm telling you, these guys get bonuses for everything. They get bonus for graduation rates. They get a different bonus for GPA. There's another bonus usually if you're bowl eligible. Another bonus for, every win over 9. Bonus if you play in a conference title game. Bonus if you win the conference title game, a bonus if you play in the bowl game, a bonus if you go to the playoff. These coaches have all kinds of things written into the contract. Not everybody has every one of those bonuses, but most of the coaches have most of those bonuses. But nonetheless, the numbers have been thrown around as that Kalani had $11 million to go to Penn State and $9 million to stay at BYU. And by all accounts, as you'll hear in the press conference coming up, he stayed, but it wasn't just his compensation. It was compensation for the whole staff. They didn't really detail, is that raises for existing? Is that adding new staff members? Is that both? My assumption is it's both, but they didn't really want to dive into that. And somewhere between $10 and $15 million worth of NIL money on top of the house money they're already giving out, which is, most of the $20 million. Some money will go to men's basketball and some may go to some other sports, but mostly it's going to football. Wild, wild times. Big, big money. But that's the game, And I know they had another press conference a few years ago with Tom Homo and Kalani. This is unprecedented. Yeah, but what was unprecedented then is not enough now. Because this thing's just escalating. It's just incredible how much money is getting poured into college sports. It's unreal. It's unprecedented. So coming up, you're going to hear the press conferences. Kalani, along with the athletic director and the head football coach sitting up there side by side, Brian Santiago with him. But coming up next, you're going to hear from a couple of players, a couple of veterans. Tanner Wall representing the defensive side of the ball. And Chase, didn't get to ask him about his hamstring. But, the leading wide receiver there representing the offensive side of the ball. All right, DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. We'll get to that next. Stay with us. Chase Roberts, Tanner Wall on the way right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. A reminder, experience holiday lights at the ballpark at America First Square. Dazzling displays, music, and family fun now through January 3rd. Get your tickets at the ballpark at afs.com. All right, Kalani Sitake is staying at BYU. He's got a deal. He's making more money. His staff is making more money. His staff may get bigger. There'll be more NIL money. Will they spend that on depth? Will they spend that to get a few impact players at key positions or to retain impact players at key positions? All to be determined. But everybody's super excited at BYU. It was part press conference. It was part pep rally. Chase Roberts, Tanner Wall, meeting with the media. Here they are.
Chase, how's it feel to have head coach secured? He's going to be here for the long term.
That's such a peaceful feeling. I honestly was, if he left, I would have been super sad. I would have probably cried in my bed. And I'm not even coming back for the next year. So that shows the character of Kalani and how much we care about this program and just knowing what he's done in the past and what we've been able to build the past few years and the years that we've been here. Like, to have that kind of taken away and to start new would be really, really hard. So knowing that it's going to carry on and his culture and what he challenges us to do and what we strive to do as players, it's not just about football, but it's so much more. And Kalani's focus when we go into meetings, it's becoming like our Savior Jesus Christ. And players want to play for a guy like that. And they want to become something, and they want to win games. And that's how you do it, is follow a guy like Kalani. And that's what we've seen the past 2 years as we've gone 22-3. So.
For both of you guys, what has it been like to be led by Kalani throughout your careers? And what's your pitch to the future players that are evaluating BYU as their next home?
I think, quite honestly, it's changed the trajectory of our lives. Like, he's impacted us as football players, but he's a leader of men, and I think that's why he is the perfect man for the job, is the kind of people that he's developing, right? 18-year-old kids come in the door and they leave, whether they're going to the NFL or out into, to work a traditional career, and they've been impacted for good by Kalani and his leadership because of the Christ-like leader that he is. And, for us, Chase and I, who've, been lucky enough to play for him, this is our fifth season now, our fifth year playing under Kalani, he's significantly impacted who we are as people, as leaders, as sons, as brothers. Any label you could find for our life, he's had a touch point on that. And this is the kind of man that anyone would want to go to war with. And as Chase already touched on, some of the underclassmen, in conversations with us are probably like, why do you guys care so bad? Like, you're not even, like, he won't coach you again. It's like, no, but you don't understand how he's impacted us and impacted this place and how much it means to keep him here.
Tanner, does Kalani represent BYU and not just BYU football in a lot of ways? It kind of sounds like it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he embodies exactly what our university strives to be and strives to represent, and he's perfectly aligned with that in all that he does. And, for some people, they might, mistake that for things that aren't true, right? People think preaching love and learn is weak in football, and that's not the case, right? We've seen clearly it must be working in the success that we're having on the field, And, in the way that we're impacting the communities near and far, it's working. So, just trust exactly what he's doing and know that it's having an amazing impact.
Chase,
you guys preparing to take on Texas Tech, how important was it for the team for this to happen before you guys take that field and continue your preparation?
I think it's been huge to be able to obviously get rid of a distraction. But honestly, we've known Kalani and his love for us. Whatever happened, we were going to go out and play for him. We were going to go out and win a game. We've put in too much this season to let anything take away from what we want to accomplish on Saturday. And having this opportunity, it's one of the biggest games in BYU history. We understand that. And we're going to go out and we're going to play for BYU and the fans and our loved ones, and for Kalani and all the coaches and our players and brothers that we've gone through blood, sweat, and tears with the past year and 2 years, 3 years, however long we've been here. This is a moment that we pray for, that we dream of, that we go into meetings manifesting every single time. So it was going to be the same either way. It's nice to get a little distraction away from the fans and everything that's happening. But as players, we've bought in already, and we knew what we were going to do and want to accomplish, and we were going to go. We're going to go win this game.
Can you take us through the moment when you guys found out what that was like? A little bit of videos kind of leaked out there, but what was it like for you guys?
Yeah. Just at the end of practice today in the IPF, Kalani brought it up and, just let us know that he was here. He's going to be our coach. He's staying. And, we immediately just surrounded him, hugged him, were celebrating. They were throwing water everywhere, just – if you watch the cut, imagine what it is like in the locker room. Pretty similar vibe, and just those pure and true emotions from our team. We love this man. We love playing for him, and that news was huge for us. And I think the large majority of us anticipated that and expected that, knowing his commitment to us and to the school. So, but that was a special moment.
Chase, after the Texas Tech game, you essentially said, we're going to see these guys again. Some people thought it was over the top, I guess is the right term to use. Does it feel like you manifested this in a way?
No, yeah, I knew we were going to do it. I promised you guys, so I fulfilled it. My promise to Cougar Nation that we were going to meet them again in the Big 12 Championship. I had full confidence. I know our head coach did too. And I can always count on, if he says it, then I can say it too. So because I trust him and I love him. So I'm gonna say things that I truly believe, and then we're gonna go out and then follow it up. And we're here, and it's exciting to be able to have this opportunity. I know the impact that this can have on BYU and the fans and the people having an opportunity to go to the playoff, and we all understand that. And we're gonna go leave our hearts out on the field for all of you guys.
Chase, maybe outside the program, a lot of people expected you guys to be at this point at the end of the season, when the season started, breaking in the true freshman quarterback and all that. Having reached this point, does it feel satisfying what you guys overcame to get to this point?
Yeah, it's been amazing. Like I said, our head coach knew that we were going to be in this position, so I think it bled into our team. So we were super surprised that we're at this point and that we're in the Big 12 Championship. We're just ready. We're ready to go. We've been talking about it since day one, even with the freshman quarterback standing there, not knowing what's going to happen. But we were manifesting it, and I felt it the moment I arrived here at BYU 5 years ago that my senior year, when I was about to leave, we were going to be at a point, especially when we entered the Big 12, where we're one of the top teams in the nation, and that we're going to be a powerhouse for a while. And I remember a recruiting visit where the players were able to speak to the parents, and that's exactly what we were saying. Just wait. It's going to happen. And we're going to be one of those teams that drives college football. And I felt it, and I knew that as long as we have Kalani, behind that we're going to have seasons like these past two seasons every single year going forward.
What do you think Why do you think the outcome might be different this time than it was the first time you played?
Said why? Why would it be different? Just in talking from a defensive perspective on our defensive staff, a lot of those coaches have had rematch games in their careers, and the way that we're preparing for this game, and the mindset that we're taking with us down to Arlington, we're expecting to go in there and play our best ball. And I just think from our perspective, we want it a lot more. Like, this means so much to us and to our coaches and to our program and to our fans. And so we're going to go out there and execute. And we got a lot of belief and trust in all of our guys and know that we're going to play our best.
Yeah, I think, like, looking at the film, honestly, and the mistakes that we made, they're so fixable. We're able to fix those this week, and we're very confident, as an offense at least. I know the defense is the same. They're in the film room every day doing their thing, but we've seen a lot of things that have brought a lot of confidence. And obviously we need to execute, but there was a lot of dumb things and mistakes that we made as an offense. Guys were banged up. Kids were coming back from injury. And I feel like right now we have the confidence in all of our guys, the scheme, to go execute and to go score a lot of points.
All right, there are BYU players reacting to the news that Kalani Sitake is staying. They're all really happy, and I think they're all much savvier, much more wise the ways of the world than they were certainly when I was that age, but even 10 or 20 years ago. And they realized that, that was a bit of a distraction, a bit of drama here over the last 24, 48 hours, 72 maybe, but it's worth it because it ends up with more NIL money. So they get how the world works. And it's wrapped up on Tuesday, so that's not an excuse if anything goes wrong on Saturday, I wouldn't think. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Kalani Sitake and the athletic director, Brian Santiago. That's next. Stay with us right here on The Zone. Good morning, DJ and PK. It's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Welcome in. Well, the big news of the day, BYU's 11 in the college football rankings, and Utah's 15. The Utah basketball team lost to Cal last night. But all that stuff pales in comparison to the news that Kalani Sitake is going to stay at BYU. He has decided to turn down Penn State. Reports that was somewhere in the neighborhood of $11 million a year, and this is somewhere in the million of $9 million to stay. Either way, that's a lot of money, but he played at BYU. He's worked most of his, not all, but most of his professional career in Utah. He did go to Oregon State for a year. He did do JC work at Eastern Arizona at the start of his career when he was still, when they were still playing JC football, obviously, in Arizona. That's all come to a screeching halt. But Kalani's going to stay at BYU. And, they talked about long-term and all that. But, man, this college football is crazy. Who knows what's going to happen 2, 3, 4 years down the line. But for the moment, it felt good. And they're 11-1. They're on a roll. They're 22-3 over the last 2 years. So they are flying. So why break that up? Ride that out as far as you can. And largely keep the staff together, it looks like. You never really know, but that's what it looks like right now. We'll see what the coaching carousel brings. You never know. So there's a press conference, and it's Brian Santiago, the athletic director, and it's Kalani Sitake, who was emotional multiple times during this, choked up a little bit. Here they are on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
This is a great day. This is a great day for BYU and BYU football. My name is Brian Santiago. I'm the director of athletics, and super grateful to be here with all of you. We're grateful that you'd take the time to be here and to cover this. We're going to start today. Keith Vorkink, the advancement vice president, is going to read a statement from the president of our university, C. Shane Reese. Keith.
Thank you, Brian. I'm also super happy to be here. It's a great day for Brigham Young University. President Reese is traveling. He invited me to read this statement. In many ways, Kalani Sitake is a public face of Brigham Young University. He leads our most prominent athletic team, and you couldn't ask for a better exemplar of the Christ-centered values for which this university stands. In saying that, I also communicate the great trust and confidence of BYU's Board of Trustees that they have in Kalani Sitake's unwavering commitment to BYU's mission, which helps to build student athletes who learn by studying and by faith. Someone recently said that BYU wants to win, but BYU wants to win as a family. Kalani is family, and we couldn't be more pleased that he'll be staying at BYU for all the right reasons and leading our football program into the Big 12 championship this week. And I'll just second President's words. We're so excited for all that Kalani represents and for the future of him leading our football program.
This, as I mentioned, is a pretty exciting day. And we're really excited to announce that Kalani Sitake is going to be BYU's football coach long into the future. We, as an athletic department and university, are making a significant investment to make sure that we have a football program that is set up and prepared to have success for the future. One of the things that's been most impressive in this process is what Kalani really is all about. This is a great football coach, but this is one of the great people on planet Earth. He's committed to everything that's good. He's committed to not only running a first-class football program, he's so committed to his staff, everyone in the building. He cares about every single person that is part of this program. And maybe most importantly, he's all in for these players. There weren't very many times in this process that he was talking about himself, talking about his own compensation. He was talking about, I want to take care of all the people around me. And that's what tells you a lot about Kalani Sitake. The other part of this that's pretty awesome is Kalani is in this with his family. Not only Timberly, his amazing wife and his children, but his dad. And Pops is right back there. He's a big part of this program too. And we're grateful to you, Pops. Grateful to you for your commitment, not only to this program, but for raising such a great man in Kalani. I just want to add too, when you get in the trenches of college athletics, you want to do it every day with people that you love and that you can actually have a great time with. And I'm most excited about walking the path with Kalani and continuing to see him build men that aren't only going to do incredible things on the football field, but he's preparing these young men to go and change the world. And the culture that he's built here is second to none. And we're not just investing in a football program. We're investing in Kalani Sitake. I'm grateful to be here and sit next to him as the athletic director, but more importantly as a friend and a confidant. Let's go.
Thank you, Keith. Kind words from President. First of all, I just want to express my gratitude to our President, President Reese, and our Vice President, Keith Warkink, and then also our athletic director, Brian Santiago, and their leadership. And just doing this, I mean, if I'm being honest, I just wanted to be here long. You know, that's what it's all about. I've had amazing mentors along the way, including Lavelle Edwards and Kyle Whittingham, who like sticking where they're at, and I appreciate all their examples to me. And so this is a place that I want to be for the long run. And luckily, I grew up cheering for this team, and I played here too, so it helps to play for the legend Lavelle Edwards. I also want to show my gratitude and appreciation to the leadership of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for allowing us to be a great partner in the Big 12, but also to function well as a program. And the goal here was for me not only to be here for a long time, but also to take care of my coaching staff and my support staff. And this allows us to do that, and also to take care of our players. So there's a strong commitment from the university to do those things, and that speaks to my heart. And so that was easy for me to agree to do that if they took care of my people, like Brian said. And then I want to express my love to my family. Pops, and all my family. I mean, I got tons of cousins, you guys know. Even some that claim me that we're not blood related, but it's okay. But thankful to all my family. I've been raised by a village, and I hope I can make them proud. And so, with that, also want to express my love and appreciation to my best mentor, that's my wife, Kimberly, and my 4 children, Sky, Sadie, KK, Kalani Jr., we call him too, and then our baby girl, Sylvia. So they've been amazing throughout the whole process, and they're the best supporters for us, and I appreciate them. Also want to tell the players how much I love them. They're amazing, and they make my job so enjoyable, and I love being around them. And being their coach has made me a better person the last 10 years, and I got a lot more improvement to make, so I plan to be around for a while to get better. But I'm so proud and honored to be their coach, and I'm honored that I get to learn from such wonderful young men. And then and finally, I just want to, this goes to everybody, just thankful for everyone here at the university. I've had amazing support from everyone involved. I have amazing mentors all over the place, championship coaches and championship people in the support staff and administration. They've been awesome. And so it's easy to, when you just sit around, if you just listen to people around you, they can influence you and make you a better person. And so thank you to everyone here and everyone involved in the media. I know I like to hang out with you guys and talk about how I wish I had a goatee to cover up my double chin, stuff like that. So thank you for laughing at all my jokes and humoring me. So I enjoy all my relationships with everybody. I'm a people person, so I like to hang out with people and get to know them. And so finally, I just want to express my love to all the fans. My wife said that the last day or so was probably one of her favorites, and my family, and she called it a love bomb from all the fans. And it's hard to leave when you have something so special, and you have amazing people that support us. And so I'm just grateful that I get to be around the amazing fans, and to make things easier, we'll just quit all the drama, and I'm here, that way people don't have to stop in the middle of the road. It's not safe, and roll the windows down and yell at me to stay. There's a student that sat out here by my parking spot with a sign, and I asked him how long he was waiting there, and he said a couple hours. He had no idea when I was going to be there, and gave him a hug and took a picture of him. But the fans all over the place. It's super special when social media can be toxic and dangerous sometimes, and so negative. So thank you for making it a loving place where my children can feel proud of their dad, and I can just be really proud of the friends that I got to make and the memories. And so those are things that we get to hang on to forever. And so I still have a goal of hugging every fan, every BYU fan. I got close in the last 10 years, but I feel like there's going to be more. So anyways, I want to get back to the game and the focus on the game. That's the goal here. I think that we can. I'm a low maintenance guy, so as you can see, I just came from practice, so this is what I wear. It's all free, and so I just plan on just to get the focus back on the boys, back on us playing Texas Tech and this amazing conference with the Big 12 with a great commissioner like Brett Yormark, and looking forward to the matchup against Texas Tech this weekend. And let's have more fun with that, and we can just I can answer the questions from you guys, but we can just move on and know that this is settled and get back to the game. So love you guys. Go Cougs. Appreciate it.
How hard was it to make this decision?
I just really never. I've been here a while, and for 10 years I've had a lot of people that have been interested in talking, and I think that a lot of them have been aggressive, and it's one of those moments where you kind of, for me, it's like I never really thought about leaving ever, but I'm also a competitor, and I want to be able to take care of people, and this is just one of those moments where I felt like us being in the Big 12, if we can make the right moves, and I don't really need to do this anywhere else. I can do it here, and I feel like we've got some great momentum, and I want to keep focused on the culture, but really, really tough, but not really that tough either, So I think for me it was, I don't know, after people start talking about it, it was, I talked about the love bomb. It was this amazing feeling of appreciation from everybody. I don't know how you can leave that, man. I just don't know how you can walk away from it, and it's not really about the money, but there is an opportunity for me to take care of my players and my staff, and that make sure that we're all headed the right direction of what we want to accomplish. It's our third year in the Big 12. I feel like we've made some really cool moves, and we're in a place now that we've never been before, but I think we can really accomplish a lot of things, especially with Brian Santiago as our AD. We can be aggressive and get after some things and be the best we can, not just on the field, but also off the field. So, yeah, I don't know if I can answer that right by saying it was rough, but also easy.
Brian, you mentioned that this was a deeper investment from the athletic department in the football program. What are some of the particulars of that deeper investment?
Well, investment in, first and foremost, our head coach. You want to make sure that your head coach feels valued. But like I mentioned before, Kalani's totally committed to building a program that is not only championship driven, but to do it the BYU way. So his focus was making sure that we made an investment in his coaching staff, make an investment in the players to make sure that we give him the resources he needs, but he wants it spread over the whole program. And if you're going to chase greatness and do it in a unique way, you have to be invested all the way, because one of the things that we're committed to is that we're climbing the mountain. We're chasing greatness. We're doing it the BYU way, and if we're going to sustain it, we're interested in the long game and the long-term sustainability of our program. We're not just trying to win a few games for now. Last I checked, and I've said this a few times, a lot of people talk about our competitive juices and how they flow. The last 7 or 8 months since I've been named the AD, I haven't had anybody call me or email me and say, hey, can you guys be mediocre? Everybody is interested. Cougar Nation everywhere in the world is interested in what's going on. We just found out the last 3 or 4 days, we've literally heard from people all across the world of how invested they are, and then their message is, if you're going to chase greatness like this, if you're going to invest in the program, the whole program, all the way, facilities included, we are driven to have our facilities be second to none. If you're going to invest in the whole program, we're in. Cougar Nation all across the world, we're in. Let us know what you need. And that's been super heartwarming. And I see people even in this room the last few days that have just sent clear messages. We're all in for this program.
Kalani, it wasn't that long ago that you were sitting next to Tom Homo having a conversation like this along these lines, and Tom said a lot of what you said today about being invested in the whole program. Is this a sign that was unprecedented, but you have to do this? Is it a sign of how much the playing field is changing and how quickly everything's accelerating across the industry?
Yeah, I think that's the right way to say it. I think you have policies and guidelines that you want to do things, but you have to be able to adapt to what's going on in the game. I mean, just not long ago we didn't have this type of playoff system, So I think understanding that has been key. And I think Brian and Keith and the president have been amazing in the entire process. But it's also understanding that there's a vision of it. So in order to get somewhere, you have to have the vision first, and then you have to know that along the way this is what we want to get there. I mean, it's easy to just try to say let's do it all at once and in one day. It just doesn't work like that. So, but the communication and being able to talk about things and seeing that there's a plan in place, that's been the key. And communicating it through the entire team and the coaching staff. That's the one thing too. It's having us all be on the same page, and I feel like we're headed there. You just need to hear it more. And for me, I needed to hear it more from everyone and from the administration, and there's a commitment to do that. And I mean, there's also, we talked about having a commitment to do other things, not just be only about football. We have to be about other things and have to be able to serve the platform that we have, and even if other teams aren't doing it the way we do it. So I'm committed to doing that too, and I want to make sure that our guys, the guys that we bring on this team, that they're committed to doing that, and that they know that they have to not only perform on the field but off the field, and it's required of them to be at their best. And that's so we're working there. You know, some things you have to be a little bit patient with, and other things can be done right now. And I just like the vision of it all, and the administration giving me that vision, and also leadership from the church. So I feel really positive and good about where we're headed.
Your good friends Joey McGuire, as you alluded to on Monday, Texas Tech, and Brent, you weigh in on this as well, has invested heavily in player retention and NIL and the like. You're talking about unprecedented funds. Are they an archetype you guys are aspiring to kind of follow in a way?
Yeah, with the investment that Texas Tech's made.
Across the board.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be the same way. It's not like we take the system that Texas Tech has and we use it for here. It won't work. BYU is unique and different, so we have to do it our own way. But there's got to be there are some things that are similar, but I don't know that game plan won't work here. And then I want young men that fit the system and fit what we're trying to get done here and the mission of our team, that's in alignment with the mission of the university and alignment with the mission of the church. And fortunately, there's a lot of young men that want to play football for that type of system and in that program. And we're finding out quite a bit in the recruiting process that we can field a really good team doing it that way. But you have to also take care of some other things, which is kind of a given, And so we're working through all of it. I like the discussions that we're having. I like the moves that we're making, and I feel good about the young men that we can bring into this program.
Kalani, you mentioned you wanted a deal that was going to help coaching staff, support staff. How does it help the coaching staff? Is it new deals also for your coordinators and things like that?
Yeah, I think it applies to everybody. And so it's important that everybody in this building feels valued, from our coaches to our support staff to our players as well. So that's the key. And so we're making that move for everyone. But when you think about it, my job isn't try to pay people so much money that they never want to leave. There's a lot of guys on our team that are going to be good quality head coaches. I noticed that when Lavelle was doing that and things are rolling, he was pumping out great NFL coaches, and I mean Andy Reid's one of them. He's out there at Kansas City right now, and I appreciate his support, by the way. And there's a lot of people out there that have gone through the system. So I'm trying to create a place where people want to get after our coaches and they want to hire them. That's a good sign for all of us. And so there's a little bit of both. I want to be able to retain coaches, but I also want to give them opportunities to move on if that's what they want to do.
And Brian, go ahead.
Go.
I was going to say, you brought up the facilities being second to none.
Yeah.
What role does facilities play in this long-term investment in the Kalani and the program?
Well, you have to be in the game. And the one thing, and Kalani said it very, very well, one of the big game changers, and everyone in this room knows, is when we joined the Big 12. It changed everything as far as the level of competition day in and day out, and the ability to compete at the very highest level and put yourself in a position like we're in right now. And Kalani's done a great job of adapting and adjusting to a brand new world of being in the Big 12. And we're super grateful for the Big 12. The other part of it, and to answer your question about facilities, is that recruiting is the lifeblood of a program. And one of the things that's been proven is that Kalani and this staff, and the reason why we have to have the right coaches in place, is because recruiting is everything. And they just signed one of the top recruiting classes in the country, got commitments from some of the best players in the country, and one of the best recruiting classes we've had. And part of bringing those young men to this campus is they want to have the resources and the facilities to be able to prepare themselves for the next level. They all have the dream. And so we want to make sure when they come to BYU that they're not sacrificing anything in their ability to prepare for a great career at BYU and beyond. And so when you start looking at our facilities, our practice fields, our stadium, the locker rooms downstairs, the weight rooms, we want to make sure they have the very best and that we stay in the game. We got to be competitive. And those student athletes and those prospective student athletes, they're seeing the very best as they travel around. They want to know that if they come here, they're going to have access to the best resources and the best facilities. So that's part of our commitment, is to make sure that we have those facilities in place.
But with the facilities, though, just to add on that, sorry, Brian, but the most important facility is game day and game night, and what happens there. It's a spectacle. It's awesome. It's beautiful, and so we focus on that. All the other stuff, we need it, and there's some things that you need and some things that are required. That's the stuff I'm focused on. If a young man wants to come here because of a building, I don't know how good of a player he's going to be. So we're going to have what's needed and the necessities. We don't need to be extravagant, so that's not our style anyways. We're a tough-nosed program, and like I said, if a young man has to go somewhere because it's a beautiful building, I'd love to play against him, so we'll stick to our standard and our identity. But there are some things that we can make it easier for them to be at their best, and that can be at their peak performance level, and they can do a lot of things. That's the stuff we're going to really invest in.
Brian, it's well documented. You're a competitive person.
Yeah.
How does it feel to kind of win this competition when big hitters are swinging for your guy, Tom's guy that you guys brought in over a decade ago to win against the best, unlimited resources, along with Keith and Shane and those that had the decisions? How does that feel to win?
I didn't view it like that. Going into this, we had a lot of conversations about the program and about making sure that he feels valued at BYU. And one of the things that we're all competitive. But my responsibility as the athletic director is to have the best coaches in the country for BYU. And there's nobody better in all of football for BYU than Kalani Sitake. So our investment was, let's make sure that we do everything we can to retain Kalani Sitake. We never wavered. We had a lot of great conversations. But that was the motivation. It wasn't to win. It was to make sure that we have the best football coach in America that aligns perfectly with BYU and the church, and there's nobody better than Kalani Sitake. And so that was the focus, is to make sure that we invested in the right person. And when you've been in something for 10 years, in the trenches, through the good, the tough, you find out real quick who you want to go to battle with. And if we're going to go to battle, I'm going to battle with this guy. I'm walking the path with this guy. And so that was the motivation. It wasn't to win. But I'm grateful we won.
Brian, how does this change the expectations now for the program, this significant investment?
I think the expectations are already set by Kalani and his vision and passion for excellence. He's built something really, really special, and we wanted to give him the resources to be able to sustain it. There were a lot of people for a long time that said, number one, we would never be in a power conference, and number two, that we would never be in this position. But we believe, and he believes. And the expectations for this program are set by him and our vision to be great and to bring positive light to this incredible university, and positive light to, especially in this time of season, to the Savior. That's who we are. We're unashamed about it. And this athletic department, this university, our passion is to be perfectly aligned with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and be perfectly aligned with the leadership, with Keith and President, and all the way from top to bottom. And that's why I'm excited, because I feel like we're all in it together. And that doesn't happen everywhere. But it's going to happen here.
Kalani, if you can put it into words, from playing here, coaching here, becoming a true member of this community, what does BYU mean to you?
Yeah, I already cried enough tonight.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I don't know. It's a way of life, and so, and I don't know. It's awesome because it's family, and just everyone being the best. It's having wonderful example like the Savior to follow, and also realizing that we don't have to be perfect. That's been the keys. I think what I love from our guys is I ask them to just try everything they got. The effort and energy will dictate everything for us. And but if it's about perfect, we haven't played a perfect game yet, but we're going to try. And so if we can just, the BYU way is for us to do it together and not to and to rely on each other. I don't have all the answers. I remember 10 years ago when I got the job, I asked everyone to help me out, and it was a call to all of Cougar Nation to help me recruit. That's still going on. I still need that, but the thing that I'll tell you is exactly when you ask me, it's what happened with the outpouring of love. That's BYU, and imagine how what social media can be if we continue to follow the path of positivity and uplifting people. And I think it was something that was really beautiful that our fans did for me. I can tell you it made me feel really good. And I think we should do it more often for everyone and maybe turn it to a much more positive experience.
As you both, just one more question, then we're going to bring up Tanner and Chase, two of our senior captains. We'll make them available for a couple questions.
As you both know, in all virtually big-time football programs, the head coach has executive decision-making ability. Was Kalani granted that in this deal?
Kalani always has decision-making capability for his program. One of the things when you start talking about alignment is there are very few things that we disagree on when we talk about the direction of this program and where it's going, and we make decisions together. And when there needs to be additional input, there's input. But Kalani always has decision-making capability for his football program. That's why we invest in him, because he makes sound decisions, and that's why we're in the position we're in. This excellence just didn't happen by chance. This has been happening for some time, and the way he's built it the right way. We're just super excited. And what I'm really excited for, and he mentioned it earlier, I'm excited for Cougar Nation. I think people are going to find out when that roof blows off on Saturday when our team runs on the field. People are going to feel what we all feel for this place and for this program, and we're extremely grateful for Kalani and his entire staff. And when I say entire staff, I'm looking around, I see all my staff that's been in the trenches here for the last little while, but these coaches and all of them that are here and that aren't here. I'm just going to say this real quick. The start of the year, we went to Media Day together and we sat and watched the movie F1 together with a bunch of the players. And that celebration in the back room when they won, even those that weren't out on the track, that's what's happening here. That's the culture that he's created. Everybody feels a part of it and they feel valued, and we're going to keep building this thing.
All right, there's the press conference. Kalani Sitake staying put at BYU. Coming up next, what is trending? The headlines are on the way.